I think that children should be learning about spirituality, frequency, vibrations, quantum physics, all of these things, just as well as they're learning about academic education, themselves, um, mental health, all of these things play into one. And one thing that I keep seeing when it comes to like relationships is that people are not honest about the lifestyles that they want to live. And if you're going to learn about lifestyles and different types of lifestyles, um, it's it should be taught from an early age because based on your frequency, it's going to determine your lifestyle, and you can change it at any time. This is what we refer to as timelines in the spiritual world. Um, Being able to like manifest different things in your life, being able to go from one particular lifestyle to the next. And yeah, I think that's really important. So while you are discussing these conversations about, you know, lifestyles, platonic, romantic partners, family, I think that is a good thing to start with. And yes, you may not always understand exactly what you want. That's fine. But to be on a particular path and allow that path to be like steady is going to help you factor in what you really want versus what you don't want. So, a lot of the times, people feel stuck inside of their own realities and they try to find different ways to escape. And I think we all know what those tools are when it comes to escapism, but it's like going in a circle. Now, are you satisfied with that? It's going to determine how you feel inside of that particular frequency that you're on. And I just personally believe that it's multiple different frequencies and elements all happening at once. I look at it as like nature. You know how we go through like different seasons and everything like that. So here in the Western Hemisphere, we're coming up on winter season. It's fall, it's winter, and a little bit more slowed down, a little bit more calm. This is like the time where you can spend with your family. Some people learn more about themselves. They go on this spiritual path. Just it's more after we've had like the summer seasons, it's more like, okay, it's cool, it's calm. Now I can think to myself. I can, come up with new schedules if I like, just things like that. So, yes, according to these changes, also your life is going to change. Now, it's up to you if you want to go on a spiral up, then you're going to find more high frequency vibrations to work with. Working with nature, clean eating, exercise, reading, learning, studying. But if you want to go on you know, it depends on whatever direction you want to go in, I would say. Because, yes, sometimes I do believe it's like a spiral up, but it could be a spiral left, right. Um, it could be many different things. Or is it all happening at once? Now, this is going to be up to you to try to figure out when it comes to your spiritual path and how you're going to move and your patterns, your habits, you know? And if you are willing to share a reality with someone, you're going to have to be aware of their frequency and vibrations as well. And see, this is where the juicy part comes in at because you may think that you're on the same page with a person and they may have a totally different lifestyle going on. That is going to add to or take away from the frequency and vibrations of your reality with that person. Like I was saying, when it comes to relationships and other people, a lot of individuals believe that people cannot affect them in their reality, but if you're sharing space with a person, they can definitely affect your reality. And it could be for a positive or a negative, depending on who you are. It isn't right or wrong, it's solely based on you and who you are as a person. And this is why you see a lot of people and they're saying, like, I'd rather be single. Some of those people are just single and they're trying to figure themselves out. And maybe later on they'll say, okay, I'm ready for a particular relationship. However, will that other person that you meet that you're vibing with be a good match for you? And I'm not saying that it has to be perfect, but it's going to be it's going to depend on their lifestyle as well. And this is where people believe, like, okay, are you willing to, I don't like the word sacrifice, but are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to make an agreement, create structure around your relationships and you having that said relationship? Then you have to factor in, again, other people. This is family, this is if children are involved. And so it's a big decision on both parties, I would say. And because your decision is going to eventually impact other people, again, families, children, careers, right? So you just can't have a good relationship with anyone if you do not have one with yourself. Yes, you can meet people. Yes, you can entertain others, but at the end of the day, you have to have that with yourself. And that's going to determine what you are looking for when it comes to other people and what you want to be around, what you are willing to share your space and your reality with. And I know, like, when people think about these conversations, it's like, oh my God, I have to think about this, think about that. And the best thing you can do is focus on yourself until that time comes. Sometimes things just happen and you're like, oh wow, I never thought that I would meet this person, or I never thought that I would be making this much money, or be in this position. But in reality, it's like, well, your frequency and you focusing on yourself propelled you to that point. Now, once you get there, are you growing? Are you moving backwards? It's going to be up to you to determine that. Are you allowing other people to impact your life? Because that also happens, you know. And it's like, yeah, everything was fine, everything was perfect, and then boom, what happened? So that's going to cause you to pivot and to reevaluate. And I think we're always reevaluating, you know. Like I said, it's with seasons. You can feel this way today, and you next week you might feel something totally different. And it's also communicating with others, learning from others. That's all, guys.